Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Say's Experience. My name is Zaid, and today I'm going to be taking you through the streets of Bali and showing you the Ubud market, so stick around. So where do I start with this? So for all of those of you who have been following the channel now for a couple of months, you've noticed that in the months of June, July, I started posting a couple of videos on my trip to Bali. That was the first trip that I had ever made where I actually took an actual DSLR camera and started to record. I've been to several trips before that, but never had I taken a DSLR and made the intention of actually shooting throughout the entire trip. So as I was going through Bali and I was having my vacation, I decided to just film everything. That way I can come and bring it back and show it to you guys. Start creating some content out of it. You know, live that YouTuber life. And so I did. I started shooting everything that I could. I filmed quite a bit throughout the entire trip whilst trying to keep a balance, not filming too much, and attempting to live in the moment as much as I could, because carrying a DSLR around does tend to suck you in and you start to forget about the rest of the stuff because you want to capture that perfect shot, perfect moment, and you got to be very careful to be able to maintain a good balance. So me and my girlfriend Myra, we go through the entire trip. We film as much as we can throughout the entire trip. We start putting all those videos into a file bank, but I didn't really look at the videos other than what I saw on the actual camera. As I said, I wanted to enjoy as much of the moment as I could, so I just went ahead and put those files on reserve until I got back home, and then I would be able to process them and turn them into a video. So when I got back and finally started to look at those clips, I started to realize that they weren't exactly what I thought they would be. I realized that I had neglected a lot of things in those videos. A lot of the footage was shaky. Sometimes it was overexposed, sometimes it was underexposed. There wasn't a really clear idea as to what I was doing in a lot of the videos, and I was having a really hard time trying to put a video together. And so it got me pretty mad. I was pretty mad at myself. I felt that I was starting to notice a lot of inadequacies in my film game. And so for the first couple of weeks after going through all the footage, I only made about 3 videos out of my entire Bali series, and I put the rest of the footage away. I was feeling really bummed out about it. I didn't quite want to create any more videos with that footage. I just felt like it wasn't good enough, so I just put all of it away. So up until yesterday, that footage had been stored in my computer on a couple of folders. But as I was trying to look for new ideas to start creating new videos for you guys, I started to realize that maybe I could use some of this footage to bring it in and to explain a couple of the things that I'm doing with the channel currently. And so I started to go through some of the footage. In 6 months, a lot of things can change, and one of the major things that changed was my perspective. What I thought about my footage back then was completely different of what I thought about my footage now. I've learned a lot of different tools. I've learned a lot of new ways to improve not so good footage. My skill set has just overall grown a lot more. And so now that footage that used to be bad doesn't look as bad anymore. And I said, I'm gonna go ahead and just make a video. It doesn't matter how bad it is, how good it is. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put it out there, and whatever people think, heck, that's up to them. But at the moment, that's the best I can do. Sometimes the biggest thing that's holding us back is just us. And it dawned on me that because of my inadequacies, because of my fears of failure, I did not proceed with a project which could have potentially helped me grow my channel and enrich you guys with some of the content that I had to provide. So this got me just in a big hurl of how our perception of ourselves can actually be very detrimental in many ways. Or maybe the perception that others have of us. A lot of the times we spend too much time thinking of what other people think about us. Just like this. I'm starting my YouTube channel. I know a lot of the people when I first started were like, Zayd, you're doing a YouTube channel? On what? What do you have to provide? Man, that's not gonna pick up. That's only for the big guys. They know how to do it. They know all their stuff. Get yourself a real job. Start doing something real. You know, those kinds of people. And sometimes it really hurts when it comes from somebody like your brothers, family members, significant others, really good friends, you name it. So what am I trying to say with all this, guys? I think that the one thing I want you to take out of this video is to never let anybody tell you that you're not good enough, to stop comparing yourself to other people, to fully commit to an idea and to fully follow through towards the end, whether you fall flat on your face or you just go back to the drawing board and try again. But the biggest error you can make is to be afraid to fail. Inadequacies will show up. At first there will be holes in your game, but if you learn to listen to those mistakes, you will get better, you'll progress, and that you can only learn by trying. Never let anybody tell you that you're not good enough, and that includes yourself, especially yourself. So if you have any goals, guys, go get them. As I was going through the footage, I was having a really fun time just splicing everything together, selecting the bits that I really liked. I am very happy I did this video. This market was amazing. It was huge. People go there and do their daily shopping for their fruits, their vegetables. They go to the Ubud market. It's huge. It has anything and everything you guys can imagine, all the way from silver bracelets to wooden objects, bags, art, if they need a pan, if they need clothes, you name it. You can go ahead and find anything in that market, just about anything. This was an awesome experience that I lived, and I really wanted to share it with you guys. It was a very humbling experience, very real, very tangible experience. Ubud was definitely my favorite town out of my entire Bali trip. And I'm really glad I brought myself to make this video, that way I can show you guys what a beautiful place this is, what a different culture it is. If you're ever around Ubud, this is definitely a place that you should visit. A good friend of mine told me not too long ago where this whole YouTube channel was going towards and what were my plans with it. So I told him there was a little bit of skepticism on a couple of the things that I mentioned, and he noticed it, and he told me, Zaid, how long do you plan on living? And that is about the best conversation I've had in a very long time.